Long ago, the wife of a rich man fell gravely ill. Feeling her end was near, she called her only daughter to her side and said, "Always be good and kind, and I will watch over you from heaven." Soon after, she died and was buried in the garden. The little girl visited her mother's grave every day, weeping softly, yet always remaining gentle and good. Winter snow covered the grave in white, but when spring returned and the snow melted, her father married again. The new wife brought with her 2 daughters, pretty to look at but cruel of heart. From that day on, the girl's life changed. Her stepmother and sisters mocked her, took away her fine clothes, dressed her in rags, and forced her to work in the kitchen from dawn till night. She carried water, cooked, scrubbed, and slept beside the hearth in the ashes. Because she was always dusty and gray, they called her Ashputtel. One day her father went to the fair and asked what gifts they wanted. The stepsisters demanded jewels and fine dresses. Ashputtel asked only for the first twig that brushed his hat on the way home. When he returned, he brought her a hazel branch. She planted it on her mother's grave and watered it with her tears until it grew into a beautiful tree. Soon a little bird came and lived in its branches, bringing Ashputtel comfort and kindness. Now it happened that the king announced a grand feast lasting 3 days, where his son would choose a bride. The stepsisters were invited and ordered Ashputtel to dress them. She did so quietly, though her heart ached to go herself. When she begged to attend, her stepmother mocked her and threw peas into the ashes, demanding Ashputtel pick them out within hours. Ashputtel ran to the garden and called upon the birds, and they came, swiftly sorting grain from ash. Still, her stepmother refused her. When the family left, Ashputtel wept beneath the hazel tree and whispered, "Shake, shake, hazel tree, gold and silver over me." The bird brought her a shining dress and silk slippers. She went to the ball, dazzling everyone. The prince danced with no one but her. Yet each night, Ashputtel slipped away before he could learn her name, returning her fine clothes to the tree and lying once more among the ashes. The next night, she came in an even finer gown. Again, she vanished. The third night, she wore gold slippers, but as she fled, one slipper fell on the stairs. The prince vowed to marry only the maiden whose foot fit the golden slipper. He searched the land until he reached Ashputtel's home. The stepsisters tried the slipper, cutting toes and heels to force it on, but the little dove in the hazel tree warned the prince of blood and lies. At last, Ashputtel was called. She washed, stepped forward, and slipped the golden shoe onto her foot. It fit perfectly. The prince recognized her at once. He lifted Ashputtel onto his horse and rode away with her as his bride. The dove sang joyfully and perched upon her shoulder. And Ashputtel, once covered in ashes, lived happily as a princess, rewarded for her kindness, patience, and quiet strength.